No, no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home.
Hey everybody, welcome back. GibbTV, and it's Friday, which means you're not going to have any homework this weekend. Unless, of course, you didn't do the stuff that was listed this week, which I went over and you need to do by Monday. Let's go. All right. Anyway, what I have for you tonight is going to be a great Fab 5 extra. I've got questions from the audience, all of you. I know you've been home thinking about what questions to ask me, and I just picked 9 randomly. I haven't even read these, so I'll start with the first one. And the first question comes from Sasha in period 6. All right. Dear Mr. Gibbons, when do you think we will be going back to school? That's a great question, Sasha. So I think we'll be going back to school, and I'm very hopeful that we'll be going back to school in early April. But I think you've sent me a trick question, Sasha, because school is anywhere it needs to be. And right now, you're being schooled by Mr. Gibbons. Ha ha! Enjoy your education and do your homework. Okay, next question. If my annoying sister gets coronavirus, will I finally get my own room? From Asha in the cafeteria. That's a horrible question. If your sister gets coronavirus, you'll all get your own room somewhere downtown in a hospital. That's terrible. Practice, practice, practice. Distance, distance. What are we calling that? Social distancing. All right, Asha. All right. This next one comes from Hans in my iLab period 2-4. Dear Mr. Gibbons, if you run out of toilet paper, what will you use? Okay. Dear Mr. Gibbons, from Joel in period 1. Dear Mr. Gibbons, I heard the government will soon be giving out checks next month, and children get $500. When would be the best time to ask my parents for my cut? I want to buy a Switch. Joel, I've got some sad news for you. And I wouldn't go there. Maximum social distancing, Joel. Not a good subject to bring up right now. Okay. The next question comes from Tom in my period 6 class. And Tom asks, Dear Mr. Gibbons, what do you miss most right now about being back in Pine Grove? Well, Tom, what I miss most right now is the privacy of the men's room. I have more privacy there than I've had in my own house and in my own bathroom. People are walking in and all sorts of stuff. So that men's room at Pine Grove is just fantastic. In fact, I think there's only 2 teachers that use the whole thing, and one of them's me. So I kind of have, half of the men's room. So. All right, the next one comes from Mark in my period 5 class. And Mark asks, Dear Mr. Gibbons, Mrs. Micus brings in her pet, Iggy, all the time for the students to play with. How come you don't have a pet? Well, I do have a pet, Tom. We've had a chameleon in the room since December. It's just a little hard to see. I mean, they kind of blend in. I thought you knew that. Mark. Dear Mr. Gibbons, who is the best Roosevelt? From Serena in my period 6 class. Hey, Serena. Anyway, I am a Franklin fan, but I am a Teddy man. So, there you go right there. All right? Good questions. The next question comes from Carlos in my iLab 1-3. And Carlos asks, Dear Mr. Gibbons, why is the game Fortnite called Fortnite? Well, Carlos, that is a sore subject. And I know exactly why it's called Fortnite. Is because once the kids start playing it, they're on your computer for 2 weeks and they don't stop, and they eat all the food, and there's chips all over the floor, and I haven't been on the thing. That's why I'm making these videos on my phone. Now, that's why it's called Fortnite. Dear Mr. Gibbons, would you like to buy a box of Girl Scout cookies? From Monroe in my period 7 class. Well, Monroe, I would, but I'm going to need free shipping, and I'm going to need a test result negative of coronavirus. Please leave them on my porch. I prefer trefoils and tagalongs. Those are my favorites. The next question comes from Lynn in my period 4 class. That's teen literacy. Dear Mr. Gibbons, I'm confused. What does the FAB in Fab 5 stand for? It's... And the last question comes from Isaac in my period 1. Oh, it's a joke. All right. What do you call a middle-aged, bald middle school teacher who thinks he's funny by making crappy videos on his phone? I think I'd call him
I get a good feeling.